Hello, everyone. Thank you all for joining. We truly appreciate you for spending your evening with us today. Please, this Zoom is also being streamed live on YouTube. So there are other people who are joining us on YouTube. Echo, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to give you the host key so that you introduce yourself. And this video, again, is also being streamed live on YouTube so that students can also join from YouTube. So thank you very much. And please, you can take it right from here. Echo. And yeah.
Hi guys, good evening. Just a minute, let me turn on my video. Hi everyone, good evening. My name is Eko. Thank you all for joining. My name is Eko Fori. I represent Avila University in Ghana. And thank you all for taking time today to join us for this short webinar. So, Mr. Wusu, can I go ahead to share my screen, please? Okay, so I'll take that as a yes, and I'll go ahead to share my screen.
And Nicole, thanks for adding the people who will be joining. Some of them are joining most of them are joining via YouTube. We give them the
Okay,
YouTube link, so some of them are also joining from here. But majority
okay,
of the people will be joining via YouTube. So please,
okay,
we'll be taking questions from both YouTube and here as well.
okay, that's fine, that's fine.
And please accept them whilst they join.
Yes, please, I'll do that. I'll do that. Just a minute here for me to share my screen. Okay, I think we have a couple more people joining. So, do you think we should wait? We should give it perhaps a minute or two to allow some more people to join? Or we can just go ahead and start.
Please go ahead and start.
Great, great, great.
Yeah, please go ahead and start.
Okay. Okay, so I think my screen should be live now. Okay. Please, can you see my screen?
Yes, please, you can see your screen.
Okay, thank you. So welcome to Avila University. It's located in Kansas City, Missouri. And the university has been in existence for over 100 years. And these are some of the companies that are located within Kansas City. Sorry, to begin with, Owusu, thank you so much for putting this together. I think we met earlier this year during ISEF in Kigali. And so thank you to you and then your team for putting this together. So like I was saying earlier, that Kansas City, these are some of the companies that are located within Kansas City. There are companies like Walmart. So we've had students get jobs at Walmart while studying and also after school. There's Verizon, there's Boeing, there's Bank of America, there's Citibank. We know that usually students would want to study at a place that there is the opportunity to get jobs after school. And Kansas City presents that opportunity to students. So for students who have joined this call, who are looking to study at a location where they will have opportunities for jobs, to get good jobs after school, Kansas City should be the location where you consider. So like I said earlier, Avila University has been in existence for over 100 years. It's fully accredited. These are some of our rankings. I would just like to go straight ahead to some of our courses for both undergraduate and the bachelor's, for both undergraduate and the master's. So for our undergraduate programs, we have the Bachelor of Science in Business Administration. Under that specialty, we have courses like accounting, business administration, finance, healthcare administration, supply chain management, marketing, management, and international business. Then we have the Bachelor of Science. With Bachelor of Science, there are courses in professional health science, middle school education. The courses that are marked are STEM courses. So for instance, you have professional health science, it's a STEM course. Um, we have kinesiology, computer science, it's radiologic science. These are all STEM courses. So we also have a bachelor's degree in nursing as well. And then the usual Bachelor of Arts courses like communication, criminology, and justice studies. We also have psychology as well. And then we also have a bachelor's program in social work. Aside that, for our masters, we have a number of specializations for our MBA. For instance, we have MBA General, MBA Healthcare Administration, MBA International Business, MBA Management, MBA Accounting, MBA Healthcare Administration, which is a STEM. So we introduced this course recently. So the healthcare STEM is starting from 4/2, that is from October. And so it's one of our latest courses. Same as the MBA Project Management. It's also one of our latest courses that we introduced recently. Then we have a master's program in kinesiology as well. It's also a STEM. Then we have MA Management. Then we have a master's degree in psychology. We have MA Digital Marketing and Social Media Management. So this course is ideal for students who have backgrounds in areas like public relations, for students who have completed bachelor's program in media studies in journalism. This program is usually ideal for them. Then we have a couple of STEM courses. All our STEM courses are grouped under the Master of Science Technology Management. So, sorry, somebody's mic is on. So we have business analytics management is a STEM course. We have cybersecurity management is a STEM course. We have computer science management is STEM. We have data science is STEM. We have artificial intelligence, and we also have engineering operations, which is also a STEM course. So typically we accept at least 2.5 out of 4.0, except for our psychology courses that we are quite strict on a 3.0 out of 4.0. But aside that, we do accept 2.5 out of 4.0 for all other programs, including our STEM courses. So we have the proof of English language proficiency waived for students from Ghana, for students who complete their bachelor's in an English-speaking country, where the language of instruction and language of examination is in English. Aside that, these are the scores that we accept for students who may not meet this requirement. For instance, if you're on this score but you completed your bachelor's education in China, we will require you to demonstrate that you have sufficient knowledge in the English language. So we would require for bachelor's program at least a Duolingo score of 95 or higher. For IELTS, we require at least a 5.0. And for master's students as well, we'll require at least Duolingo of 95 or higher. We require IELTS of at least 6.0 for master's degree programs. But aside that, students who complete their bachelor's from these countries have the proof of English language proficiency waived. So you can see I have Ghana highlighted there in red to prove that for students who complete their bachelor's education in Ghana, we have that requirement waived off. For them. So that's a tuition fee. Tuition fee before scholarship is 41,200. And then after scholarship is applied, the tuition fee comes down to $15,385 per year. And so typically the tuition fee is 41,200. Then we also grant a scholarship of over 25,000 USD. And so after the scholarship is applied, the tuition fee comes down to $15,385. So the scholarships actually $25,815 per year. So when you subtract 25,815 from 41,200, the tuition fee comes down to 15,385 USD per year. So it makes Avila University's programs quite friendly. It's the same thing for our master's degree programs. So the master's degree program, before scholarship, tuition fee is 10,800. The scholarship per year is 2,500 USD. So when you do the math, if you have to subtract 2,500 USD from 10,800, the balance will be 8,300. So the actual tuition fee is 8,300 USD per year. So this also makes our master's degree programs very, very, very competitive compared to some other US institutions. So typically, a typical application will require students to provide documents such as their passport, their transcripts, their proof of English, and you require a bank statement for undergraduate students, bank statement showing that they have a balance of 37151, and for master students, a bank statement showing that they have a balance of 23866. Now, for the bank statement aspect, the bank statement can either be in the name of the students, in the name of the student's parents, or in the name of any other third party. So for bank statements that are not in the name of the students, we require the sponsor to sign an affidavit, and we provide the affidavit to the student. So when an application is submitted, we send something called the application confirmation email. And typically we would attach the affidavit to the application confirmation email that we send to the student. So the student sponsor will need to complete this affidavit and send that to us for the student's application to progress. We also accept transfer applications. So for students who may have gotten admission to a US institution but may want to transfer to Avila University, we would usually require their passport, their transcripts, degree certificates, proof of English, the I-94 forms, the current I-20 that they got from the school, just so that we can transfer their service to Avila University. And then after that, they can now transfer to us. So we have a student career center that helps students to settle in when they travel from Ghana to the US. Usually there are instances where students have issues with accommodation or immigration issues, financial issues. They have emotional or psychological challenges as a result of the traveling and relocating to a different country. So we have a center that provides career and counseling services to these students. This career also is, in some cases, advice when it comes to finances, and also help with immigration. For instance, for students who may want to bring their spouses or their children to the US, but may be facing challenges, the Career Center also provide guidance to the students on how to go about these things. So there are over 40 groups on campus that students can join in. We have a theater, there's a sports center. Also, there are a number of activities that students can engage in within the university, within and then outside of the university. So there are a plethora of events to join, activities to join in. So for your students who may want to to really engage in sports, you know, Kansas City is known to be a sports city because of the Kansas City Chiefs. And the good thing is that Kansas City is one of the cities that will be hosting the World Cup. So we are looking forward to that event, generating a lot of traffic to Kansas City. And we also know that it's going to lead to some job opportunities opening up for current students and for students who will be completing their programs around that time. So that's also something good to note about Kansas City, and also the opportunities that are likely to open up within that city shortly. So accommodation, these are some of the pictures for our accommodation, on-campus accommodation. So there are a variety of rooms, actually. Students could go for a suite. For your students who are a bit more, who may like to live a bit more comfortably on campus, they could go for a suite, and the average cost of a suite is 4,350 per semester. And for single, Single ranges between 5 to 4. For instance, for Ridgeway, the single occupancy rooms go for 5281 per per semester, and for double it goes for 2433 per semester, and for triple it goes for 1622 per semester. So triple means the room is shared by 3 people, double means the room is shared by 2 people, and single means the room is shared by just 1 person. But a suite is usually bigger than the rooms that have single occupancy. So they're a bit more bigger, with the students having their own kitchen, and they even have a sitting area, compared to the single, which is usually just a bed, and then the students have their own washroom. But for double, 2 students in one room and they share the washroom. And for triple, 3 students in one room and they share the washroom. And we also have on-campus meal plans. So this is usually ideal for students who may be attending for undergraduate programs and may not be so equipped to prepare their own meals. So students can opt for a meal plan. So they can choose for the 19 meals per week meal plan, 14 meals per week meal plan, or 7 meals per week meal plan. So depending on what category the students would want to fall in, they can go for the meal plan that would be appropriate for them. Okay, so on campus accommodation, we require students we require master students to reside on campus at least for the first semester, and student can move on from there to continue living on campus, or they can move off campus after the first semester. So thank you, and I've come to the end of my presentation. So I'm now open to taking questions. If you have any question, this is a good time to ask your questions, and I'll be glad to answer. So let me add shortly. So we require students to pay a $200 deposit for I-20. And this is something we actually introduced recently because to help filter numbers. But we require students to pay at least $200 for us to issue I-20s. And also we require students to pay their deposit after they get the visa. So the deposit for master students is 5,000 USD after their visa. And we require students to pay this amount before they leave, they travel from their home country to the US. And for undergraduate students, the deposit is 12,000 USD after they get their visa, before they travel. So what usually happens is that if the tuition fee for a year, for instance, for an undergraduate student, it comes to $15,385 per year. The student pays 12,000 USD out of that, so that they pay the remainder when they get to the US. And for master students, tuition fee is 8,300. They pay 5,000 USD out of that. They pay the remainder when they get to the US. So that's how it works typically. Okay, thank you. Thanks for your time, and I'm open for questions. Hi, anyone with questions, please?
All right, thank you. Thank you for the presentation. I do have some questions here for you.
Okay.
Some of the students
Yes,
have
sir.
sent it to me privately, and I'll also be reading some of the questions from our YouTube channel. The first
Great.
question is, do you guys have a payment plan? That's Avila has a payment plan for
Yes. Yes, we do. In- We do. In fact, Avila University is very flexible when it comes to payment. So what we do is that we allow students to spread their tuition fees, to pay in bits when they get to the campus. So for instance, students pay 5,000 USD and they travel to the US. Now, upon reaching the US, we allow the student to pay the remainder of the tuition fees in bits. So the students would have to negotiate with the finance team on how they would want to go about this. Either they want to pay some amount every month, or every 3 weeks, or every 4 weeks, depending on how the student wants to go about it. They are able to speak with the finance team to get that sorted.
Hello. I also wanted to ask a question.
Please go ahead.
Okay, I wanted to know like the admission forms and how to apply if I'm an undergraduate.
Yes, so for undergraduate students, our key partner is Top Tier, and is we have Mr. Owusu and their team on the call.
Okay.
So they would assist you with the application. And I'm told that because of this webinar, all students who will proceed from this webinar will have a special discount.
Wow.
Mr. Boacha, I know that's possible, sir. So I'm just negotiating for students who will proceed from this webinar and show interest in Avila to get some form of discount towards their application process.
That's very good.
Studying abroad, study abroad for undergraduate, masters, scholarship, anything.
Okay, so I'm actually open to take more questions, please.
Okay.
Okay. I also
I don't guarantee
Mr. Isaac Dixon, can you please mute yourself?
I also wanted to know if there are any requirements like the SAT or
no,
maybe GL.
I
No, we
don't
do not. So the good thing is that we do not require standardized tests. We do not
Okay.
require SATs. We do not require GRE. We do not require GMAT. So the admission process is quite straightforward. So
Okay.
typically, we would require your high school certificate and transcript. So
Okay.
we would require you to provide your WASI certificate,
Sure.
at least you passing your core subjects and then two other electives.
Okay.
And also we require your transcript from your high
School.
school.
Sure.
Yes.
And after requesting though, do I get some scholarship package if maybe I score high marks or maybe can I apply for some scholarship packages?
Yes, you can. So the scholarships we have are automatic scholarships.
Okay.
However, after these scholarships, you can get some other scholarships when you arrive on campus. But what we do is that we do not promise um external scholarships.
Okay.
Those will usually be awarded to you based on merit. So you
Okay.
have to merit them. But then we grant over $25,000 of scholarships, and these are automatic for undergraduate students.
Okay. 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 That's very nice.
Yes. Any other questions, please?
Yes, please. I want to know if you offer masters in education. So you can check the chat box. I think there are questions in the chat box as well, but don't worry, I'll read them to you. Please, I
Okay.
want to know if they offer masters in education. Millicent, that's the question.
Yes, so we have some courses in education, but we do not have a master's program in education. Rather have a Bachelor of Science program in education. In fact, we have middle school education, and then we also have physical education, and we have special education for bachelors, but we do not have these programs for masters.
Okay, good job. So another question. Hello, I want to know, hello, I've just joined. Do you have master's program in environmental and resource related?
No, we do not have a master's program in environmental studies. But we have some other courses like data science, artificial intelligence, engineering operations. We have a master's program in project management, healthcare administration. We have a STEM and then a non-STEM version of that program, but we do not have a master's program in environmental science or environmental studies.
Okay, another question here. Can I travel with my spouse?
Yes, you can travel with your spouse. So what we do is that we require students to at least get to campus because we all know that there's a very high student refusal rate for students coming from this part of Africa. In fact, Ghana and some other countries within West Africa are usually high on the rate when it comes to high on the list, sorry, when it comes to refusals. So what we advise is that except the student is very sure that they are in good standing for their visa, we will usually require the student to get to campus. Then after they arrive on campus, the international team will issue the F2 for the student's family so they can also travel to join the student. So we can change our mind or our position on this if the student can prove that they have a very good chance of getting the visa when they are to apply with their family. But aside that, we will require the student to get to campus first. Then after that, we can issue the F2I-20 for the student's family to travel to join the students. Thank you.
Mr. Aku,
Okay.
I also wanted to ask if about let's say the payments plan, like initial deposit. What do I have to do if maybe I want to apply as an undergraduate?
So for initial deposit, as undergraduates, what we do is that after you pay your $12,000 deposit, you travel to the university. We will require the balance of the tuition fee, which should be slightly above $3,000, can be spread for you to pay in bits whilst you're on campus. But for the first deposit, you have to pay in full.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. There is another question from Jacob. So Jacob wants to know. Hold on, the question just disappeared. Please, do you offer scholarships for sportsmen or
Yes.
students in sports?
Yeah, so that's a very good question. We do have scholarships for students in sports. Like I said, so these are external scholarships, or these scholarships are usually based on merit. So the student will need to get to campus first, join the necessary sports team, and then prove themselves as valuable members of the team to be able to qualify for these kinds of financial support. But then I cannot from my current position, I cannot guarantee scholarships based on sports, but the students would have to prove themselves when they get to campus to be able to merit these kinds of scholarships.
Okay. Isaac Dixon, please put your number in the chat box. I'll call you after this meeting. Please put your number in the chat box, Isaac Dixon. All right. Let me ask you the other question. So that I have 10 questions here.
Okay.
What does studying abroad impact? How does study abroad impact my degree progression? I don't understand this question, but let me move on to another one. What kind of support services are available for students while studying at Avila University?
Okay, great. I think I touched on this a bit earlier, that there are a number of services that our Student Career Center provides for students. The support will range from emotional to financial to career support. In fact, we usually have a career day on campus where the industry comes to campus. So in the past, we've had the U.S. Marshals come to campus to recruit students from campus. We've had a number of private and state organizations come to campus to recruit students for part-time and permanent job positions. So these are some of the opportunities that are available through the Students Career Center. And I usually advise students who are traveling to study at Avila to make use of these opportunities because they help the student to develop and get some good networks whilst they're in school, to even follow up and build these relationships to help, especially for students who are looking at staying in the US for a much longer time. I believe that these opportunities are very necessary and students should always exploit them to the fullest.
Okay. Good. I have another. Frederick wants to know, please, what should be your minimum balance in USD on the bank statement to meet the admission requirements?
Okay, so I don't know whether he's asking for master's programs or for bachelor's, but I'll just run through the balances again for both. So for master's students, we require a balance of at least $23866. And like I said earlier, the bank statement can be in the name of the students or the sponsors of the student, be it parents or any other third party. Then for undergraduate students, the balance required is $37151. And also this can be in the name of the students, or it can be in the name of the parents of the students or any other third party. So I hope that answers the question.
It does. It really does answers the question.
Okay.
Okay. All right. I think I have another question here. I have an MPhil in irrigation and drainage engineering. May I know if there is any related program for PhD?
So we do not have PhD courses. Our courses ranges from undergraduate programs to master's degree programs. We do not have PhD courses.
Okay, thank you.
Thank
Okay,
you.
next question. Are there opportunities for internship or service learning while studying abroad?
Yes, so there are opportunities. In the past, we've even had Ghanaian students get jobs on campus and also off-campus job opportunities during the summer. So there are opportunities for internships and also for even jobs for paid internships whilst in school and also after school.
Okay. Please keep your questions coming. Mohammed, we can, Mansoor, please put your number in the chat box and we can reach out to you as well. What health and safety measures are in place for students studying at Avila University? What health and
That's
safety measures? Go ahead.
That's a very good question. So, Avila University is located about 2 hours from the city. So it's a bit withdrawn, it's a bit reclusive. Um, if that's the right word to use. And the student is on a 50-acre lot, which is walled. So the property or the university campus is a bit withdrawn from the town. That's the first thing, or from the city, sorry. And the second thing is that it is walled, so there's restricted access to the campus, and security. There's 24-hour security and students have tags. They have locks to their rooms, and it's not, you can Google it out. Kansas City is usually not the one of the wild areas in the US. For most of our students from Ghana who have traveled, we've not had reports of attacks or any form of thefts or burglaries or any form of violent acts that has been directed or purportedly directed towards them. So I think that you'll be safe, and you are most Ghanaian students who they haven't lodged that complaint yet. So there is safety on campus. The campus is well guarded. You have, if you are living on campus, your rooms, you have keys to your rooms, and also there is that feeling of community. So I believe that most of our students who are there are safe. And if we are having students who are to travel to Avila University, they will also be safe as well.
Okay, good one. Good one. So another question. What is the cultural immersion experience like for students currently studying at Avila? And are there any Ghanaians currently studying there? And if
Yeah.
so, which level?
So we have Ghanaian students at both master's and then undergraduate level. In fact, I actually have a student who will be traveling next week to the US. And what I'm doing is that I'm just connecting her to other Ghanaian students who are already there to just welcome her and help her settle in when she gets to the campus. So, recently I had one of these students called me from Ghana, and what they were saying is that there are quite, I didn't tell them that there are quite a number of Ghanaians here, because it's just a lot of Ghanaians. So there was this Ghanaian student met a lady from Zimbabwe and the lady was telling her that she was going to speak to the agency that brought her for them to bring more Zimbabweans, because it's only Ghanaians and then a bit of Indians and then Nepalese folks. So I mean, there's a feeling of community, especially if you are looking at studying at a place where there are Ghanaians there who can help you settle in and then scale the challenges and know the system. Then Avila University is actually the place to go to.
Okay, that is good. And maybe probably after this we can talk, because we do have an office in in Zimbabwe, and I don't know if my colleagues told you that
Yes,
we
I
have.
saw. Yes, I saw that. Yeah. So in fact, I think I mentioned it to during one of my meetings with your team. I mentioned it to them. And we've had visas from Zimbabwe, and we even have some students in line for visa appointments at Zimbabwe as well. So, I mean, I think it's a good thing we can even leverage on because of the past successes that we've had from that region.
Yes, and maybe probably after this, let's have like a 5 minutes conversation about it, because we do send a lot of Zimbabwean students. This year, I think we've already crossed the 20.
Fantastic,
We've crossed
fantastic,
that. We have a lot of them. Mostly they are
fantastic.
interested in business administration, accounting
Yes,
specifically, and computer science, nursing. And this year we sent a lot of them to the US. I don't
fantastic,
want to put them.
fantastic.
Yeah, we've
Yeah,
crossed over
yeah.
20, so we
Fantastic,
can talk
fantastic.
about that.
Awesome. Okay.
Okay. I have the interest to start my application now for Masters in Engineering with Avila. So Frederick, if you have anything, please, Jacob, put your number in the chat box. Jacob will reach out to you. Okay.
And obviously, I just want to pass a quick comment. So I've noticed the trend that lots of Ghanaian students, I don't know whether in an attempt to escape paying agent fees or in an attempt not to work with agents within the country, they end up submitting applications by themselves. Some of these applications may even get offers, may progress to get I-20s, but those applications usually have the highest rates of refusals compared to students that go through agencies. So I would just want to encourage as many as have joined this call who will be interested or who are interested from what you've heard so far. I would advise you to not to attempt to do something that may lead to a refusal, but then rather see how you could work with a top tier team who are very well versed in this system and how the entire process um, goes for them to guide you and also provide that support that you need. Because as a business development manager for Ghana, so I look after our other African countries aside for Nigeria. I have a colleague in Nigeria, so I look after the entire Africa aside Nigeria. And what the trend is that our most successful students usually come from agencies, and those are the
All right.
students who typically also finish school. But then for students who do not come through agencies, they may get the visas, but they may not even go to the university or they don't even finish the program because it's like there's no thread, there's no rope that we can fall on to track the students. And I've just noticed that the highest refusals come from students who submit their visa application, especially by themselves, and do not have any form of guidance or training. So I just want to encourage as many as are looking at studying at Avila on this call, please follow up with the top tier team. And when you call them, mention my name because I'm sure Owusu is going to give you a good discount.
Yes, we will. Definitely, we will.
Thank you. Thank you.
We have some students lined up for interviews as well, and we are getting them ready. And as I told
Fantastic.
you the other time, I'm really well versed um with the Kansas City area. As I told
Fantastic.
you, my
Yes,
brother is
yes,
actually living in Kansas City right
yes,
now. So
yes, you told me the last time. You told me.
yeah, and I go to Kansas City at least once a month, minimum of
Fantastic.
once a month. I go there, so that is something that we can build together. All right, so I'll move on. And thanks for the recommendation. We take it really seriously, and that is something that we don't take lightly. So please, we really appreciate you on that.
Welcome, sir.
All right. So I have other questions here for you. How long does the master's degree program take? And is there a way that I can shorten my semesters to graduate early?
Yeah, you can actually. So most typical master's programs is for 2 years. Some students may be able to graduate early or earlier than the usual duration if they do not take their summer breaks. And during summer breaks, you take classes, you can actually shorten the duration of the program. And for students who may also have completed their master's degree programs, they could also have some credits struck off the entire course load. So that could also shorten the number of hours you have to do to complete the program as well.
Okay. So I have a question from some, we have other students joining from Zimbabwe,
Okay,
Sierra Leone, and other parts of, so I'm reading messages from, what do you call it? A Sudanese student who has
okay.
joined. So are there language requirements for studying at Avila University? What
Ye-
support is available for students who may not be fluent in English?
Okay, thanks for that question, Owusu. So we require students to have proof of English language proficiency. So typically we wouldn't grant admission to a student who doesn't meet our usual requirements. Like I shared earlier, for students who do not come from countries that we have this requirement waived. In fact, South Sudan isn't one of the countries that we have this requirement waived for. So for this particular student, he will need to prove that he has either Duolingo with a score of 95 or higher, or IELTS with at least 6.0 for masters or 5.0 for bachelor's degree. So that's what we do. So typically, we do not even give admission to students if they do not meet the English language proficiency requirements.
Okay, good job. Good job. All right, so someone is asking, this is a good one. Can you share testimonials or experience from past students who have studied at Avila?
I can do that. In fact, so Owusu, maybe we should plan a second webinar where I can have some of the Ghanaian students join.
That'll be great.
For them to, yes, I can have some old and new students join. And then also I can have the student, maybe we can also plan something for Zimbabwe, and I can have the Zimbabwean student also join for her to also give her testimonials. So I do want to keep in touch with these students. And I mean, to be very honest, none of these students have given me bad feedback. So I think it's one thing that is very good about Avila University. And so maybe we should plan a second webinar where I could have some 2 or 3 Ghanaian students join to give their testimonials about the university. So maybe this person should come back, should look forward to our second webinar.
Okay. And guys, please, when we tell you to join, please join early because I have a lot of people asking me questions that we've already asked. Those joining via YouTube and also those who just joined
Joined.
just minutes ago. So some of the questions maybe we'll try to repeat the answers. Some of them, maybe our next webinar, we will work on that. So please, I know some people are asking about how can students leverage their study abroad experience in terms of staying after school? After graduation, are there opportunities for students to work? And if so, how many years work permits will they be issued?
Wow. So this is a good question that most Ghanaian students ask. So for students who do STEM programs, they can live for up to 36 months after school in the US. And for non-STEM programs, up to 12 months after school in the US. And for ways to for ways to stay, I think that there are many routes and many ways that you can leverage on to remain in the US. Owusu himself is well versed in this ways or in this loopholes, and I'm sure he can also share some with you. So, like I said earlier, I think that these are even one of the reasons why you should go through an agency like Top Tier, because you get guidance that would help you before you travel to the US, and also to give you guidance on your possible options of staying in the US after school. So I think I will just leave that. If you are interested and you join the top tier team and you seek their services, I'm sure Owusu and his team will be very happy to provide more guidance on that.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. We appreciate that. Esther wants to know, good evening. Please, what makes me qualified student to study abroad? So, Esther, maybe a call, please, if you can take this question looking at both undergrad and graduate admission requirements.
Okay, so I think that like I said earlier, for undergraduate admissions, we require at least 2.5 out of 4.0. Typically, to meet that 2.5 GPA requirement, that is, you would have to have at least 4 passes. You should have passed 4 of your core subjects and 2 other electives that are related to the program to which you've applied. And also for masters, at least you need a 2.5 out of 4.0 GPA. So the moment you have this requirement, you can get admission. Then the finances would have to come in for you to qualify for I-20. But for academic requirements for admission, we require at least a 2.5 out of 4.0.
Okay, good job, good job. And please keep your questions coming so that I can read to our guest here today. And thanks for sending them. I think I have a few to go, and then we can close the webinar today. And again, some of you just joined, you've sent questions that have already been answered. I'm currently studying at U.S.A. Is there a possibility for me to transfer my credit and complete my studies in the US?
Yes, that's a question that I get often from Ghanaian students. There is that opportunity. What we'll need is a course by course credit evaluation from let's say Spantran, WES, for the team to ascertain whether or not the credits that you have completed are equivalent to the credits at Avila University. The moment you are able to provide this and the team completes their evaluation, then we could know the credits that could be struck off the Avila University credits load for you. And that will allow you to transfer credits basically. So for instance, if you are in, let's say, year 3 at KNUST reading a bachelor's program in business administration, you could transfer credits to continue on the remainder of your course at Avila University. But we will need a course by course evaluation completed from you, and the university, the admissions team will compare the results of that course by course evaluation to the courses at Avila University, and then from there we'll know the ones that we can strike out. And that should be, so that will mean that you may end up having to do only 2 years or 3 years at Avila University instead of the typical 4 years.
Good job. Good job. Thanks for the explanation. All right. I have 2 more questions here, and then we would end. What is the estimated cost of studying at Avila, including tuition, housing, and living expenses for undergrads and graduate students? And are there scholarship or financial aid options specifically for Ghanaian students?
Yes, so I recall mentioning earlier that the cost of master's program at Avila University is 8,300 USD per year. So that's the actual tuition fee is 10,800 USD, but we give a scholarship amount of 2,500 USD per year. So that reduces the tuition amount to 8,300 USD per year. And for an undergraduate students, the tuition fee is 41,200 USD, but we give a scholarship amount of over 28,000 USD per year. So that also reduces the tuition amount to 15,385 USD per year. So typically for 2 years, you're looking at something around 16,600 for the master's program. And then for also 4 years for the bachelor's program, you're looking at around 60,000 USD for 4 years.
Okay. And also with the scholarship, can you touch on that? And I have some questions from our great Zimbabwean students.
Okay,
So please.
so the scholarships are automatic scholarships, so you do not need to apply for them. The moment you get the offer comes along with the scholarship. So these are not merit-based. They come along, they are automatic scholarships that come along with the offer. So, obviously, you're on mute.
Okay. All right. So my next question is from this Zimbabwean student.
Okay.
They want to know if O levels can be accepted, or do they need to have an A level to complete to get
So,
admission in the bachelor's degree program?
yes, yeah, that's a very good question. We will need an A level for admissions. We will need A levels for admissions.
Then this is from me personally. If they need A levels, are they gonna get some credit waiver since A level is considered as a
Yes,
bachelor's
so the
uh,
truth is that
level?
in the past we've had O level students get admission, but for students who have A levels, they could have some of the credits some of the credits struck out, especially if those courses are in line with what they have to do within the first year. They could have some of those courses struck out, and that would also affect the amount of tuition they pay.
Okay, good job. Good job. All right. Can students work on campus? And do you have any idea the minimum wage? The
Yes,
minimum
so
wage.
we have on campus. In fact, we have some Ghanaian students working on campus now. And to be honest, I am not in touch with the latest figures, but I know that as of earlier this year, some students were making around between 12 to 14 per hour, depending on where they were stationed. So
Okay.
between 12 to 14 USD per hour, depending. But averagely, you're looking around 13.50, around 13 per hour. But I know it's between 12 to 14.
Okay. This is the last question. Are Zimbabwean students required to submit an IELTS, TOEFL, or any English requirement?
So the good thing is that we have the proof of English language proficiency waived off for Zimbabwean students. So students who completed their bachelor's education in Zimbabwe would not need to provide a proof of English language proficiency. So that's one of the good things for students who are coming from Zimbabwe. So Dr. Boachi, that even makes, so that's why Zimbabwe is one of our good markets, because the usual restrictions are waived off for them. And so that's also something we can explore for Zimbabwe.
Okay. All right. That sums it all for all my questions from both our African students who joined today. We are really Echo for joining, and also to take time to explain and re-explain, because some of the students joined late. YouTube, and also students who sent me their questions directly. We appreciate you. If there are any questions and you want to unmute yourself, please, this is the time. We have 5 minutes to go. Please, you can unmute yourself and ask all your questions. If you have any questions, please unmute yourself and ask now, or forever hold your peace, and then you can reach out to us. Also, you can join us live or watch this conversation or this presentation on YouTube as well. If any of your questions were not answered, you can go back and watch over there. But any questions, please, you can go now, or we would have to end here. And then Mr. Echo Ofori would also give out his last piece of advice to students who are interested in studying at Avila. Any questions? If you want to raise your hand, please, you
I have a
can.
question.
Go ahead, Mr.
Yeah.
iPhone.
Okay, I'm the one from Zimbabwe saying which I have O-level results, but don't they offer like courses for diploma?
Courses, diploma courses. Is that the question, please?
Yeah, like an associate degree.
Okay, so we do not have associate degrees. We have bachelor's degrees and master's degrees. So 4-year bachelor's degree programs and 2-year master's degree programs. We do not have diplomas or associate degrees or pre-university programs.
So you'll be wanting A-level results.
Sorry?
So you'll be wanting A-level results.
Sorry, I didn't get that.
Okay, I'm saying what is so you'll be wanting A-level results for us
Yes,
to do.
yes. A-level results should be ideal.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank
Mr.
you.
Eko,
Hello.
Yes, sir.
yeah, I
Yes,
also wanted to ask about like the program outline. What programs do you offer and do stuff?
Okay, so like Mr. Dr. Bachi was saying, so I touched on this earlier in the presentation, but then we have courses in business, we have a nursing program, we have a bachelor's program in social work, we have courses, we have MBA programs, then we have STEM programs for masters like artificial intelligence, we have engineering operations, we have business analytics, we have data science. So we have quite a number of courses within our undergraduate and master's list of programs.
Okay, thank you
right.
very much.
Good evening, sir.
And hold
Please
on,
go ahead.
okay. With the Zimbabwean student who is interested, in studying at in the US, please put your number in the chat box. We'll reach out to you. We can find programs at other universities that might fit with your O-level results. So please do that, and we will get you a university or college, whether an associate degree or bachelor's degree. All right, please go
So,
ahead with.
Good
Dr. Bachi,
evening.
we have somebody, AJ Elizabeth. She says we didn't answer her question. I don't know if it's in the chat box. Lizzie,
Please,
do you
Good
mind
yeah, go ahead.
resending your question?
Yes, I am Yusuf Al Hassan from Ghana.
Okay, hi
Go ahead.
Yusuf.
Yes, sir. I did accounting when I was in SHS, and
Okay.
probably I was able to excel in accounting business when I was in SHS level. I had a very remarkable results, and currently I have been enrolled in the National Ambulance Service. And working in the National Ambulance Service, at the end of the day, you would be provided with academic transcripts and all of that. I don't know, can I use that one as a supportive document and attach to my A-level results to apply for any health-related program?
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. You can.
And
You
can
can.
please someone send the name of the institution on our comment section?
So the name of the university is Avila University, Avila University, located in Kansas City, Missouri, in the US.
All right, sir. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
All right. Any
Good evening, Beth.
So Elizabeth had a question. Please, Lizzie, you can go ahead with your question,
Yeah,
please.
my question was, I was asking that after getting admission, after a vacation, can I come back to Ghana?
Yes, you can. Typically, the US student visa you get will be a multiple entry visa. So you can come back to Ghana as many times as you may want. So the student visa will be multiple entry, basically. So that allows you to travel back to Ghana, even not necessarily during vacations, but if there's an emergency that requires you to return to Ghana, you can return to Ghana.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Lizzie.
Any other questions or concerns, anything that you would like us to address, please unmute yourself and ask now. Okay. If there are no other questions, Mr. Ofori, can you kindly
Yes.
closing remark? And afterwards, if you don't mind staying for a few minutes so we can finalize one or two things.
Yes. So Many thanks to everyone who made time to join this call. And for most of you who go ahead to submit your applications to Avila University, we'll be interacting closely. Um, Avila University is a very good university to consider, looking at how competitive the tuition fees are and the flexibility that we allow students to enjoy when it comes to paying their tuition fees. And I would, like I said earlier, I would advise most of you, as many as are looking forward to studying at Avila after this presentation, to contact Top Tier. So the data I have as the one representing the institution in Ghana, and then also, I mean, from experience, what other universities are experiencing within the market. Students who submit their applications directly are more likely to be refused or more likely to have challenges along the way compared to students who get guidance through agencies. And like I said, Top Tier is a very respected and renowned agency. I met Mr. Boachi's organization is part of ISEF. I actually met him in Kigali, and that's where our relationship began. So, I mean, it's a very reputable agency that I would encourage as many as are looking at proceeding with Avila University from here to consider working with them. And they have assured me they are going to give you a discount on their service fees. So even if you're having challenges with service fees, please find a way to reach out to me and I'll go and negotiate with Mr. Boache on your behalf. And aside that also, I think that we are currently open for October, but for October it's a bit too close now. But we are accepting students for November for our spring intake, sorry, which is in January. So we are currently accepting applications for spring one, and we also have another intake for March. So if for any reason you're not even able to make it for the January intake, you can proceed to join our March intake. And for we usually have openings almost every 3 months. Aside March, we have May, and aside May, we have an intake in July. Then aside July, we have August, and aside August, we have October. So we have intakes open throughout the year. And so you can always join Avila University if you are looking, if it's something you are keen to do. So thank you all for joining. Like I said, we'll be talking a lot more, or we'll be engaging if you decide to proceed with Avila University from here. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Okofori, thank you very much for spending your
Thank you very
Sunday
much.
with
Thank you
us.
very much.
We know that weekends are for family, especially Sundays are for church, and also to meet with family and friends to catch up before Monday kicks in. But we
Yeah.
truly appreciate your time. And guys, we are open. We have our office locations are in Medina, Kumasi, Kaswa, Takrady. Those in Harare, our office is also at Melbourne Science College. You can reach out to us. We can also reach out to our agents. We will put our agent's number in the chat box. We would also encourage those who have just graduated from senior high school to consider taking the SAT test. We currently have SAT tests going on in Accra and Kumasi. And also, if you are not in Accra or Kumasi, you can also join our SAT test. SAT test is a test that is being taken. It's a standardized test that students who pass and get good grades are able to get a very good scholarship study in the US and Canada. Please, Jacob has put information in the chat box. You can click on our WhatsApp platform. We share more information there concerning our SAT classes. We truly appreciate you all for joining. We hope to provide you all with better platforms that will give you the opportunity to study abroad, so you would know your left from your right. You have competitive advantage in terms of coming close to the university officers, so you can make a decision as to which university you would like to pursue. And I highly encourage Avila University, and I'm going to talk to Mr. Eko because I'm planning on visiting campus to meet with the team, and also see what opportunities they can offer for top tier clients who would like to pursue their higher education at Avila University. And I love Missouri. I love Kansas City. I love going there all the time because I really feel welcome whenever I'm there. So again, thank you all for joining. We truly appreciate you.